Hi Aries, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot reader, and this, my darlings, is your Sun, Moon and Stars reading for February into March 2020. I've already shuffled the cards and meditated as well. Now, in this reading, we're going to look at three distinct areas: that the Sun, or the Divine Masculine, which is all about your actions and experiences in the month of February. We'll then look at your Divine Feminine, which is the Moon section of our reading, which is everything that's going on for you beneath the surface, things that you might not be consciously aware of, your emotions and your intuition. And then finally, in the Stars section of our reading, we look ahead, darlings, to the end of February and to the first week of March. Now, you've just seen little tiny dog is sleepy there. Look at him, he's been very good today. Now I'm going to do a little bit more shuffling on camera, and then we'll get started on your reading. And do not forget, my darlings, to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, because these readings are very detailed and they might give you a bit more information about how to navigate your life path over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now. Okay, my darlings, card at the base of the reading is Temperance. Card at the base of the reading is really the perspective that you need to see this time period through. So I'm going to know that you're going to be feeling a little bit frustrated. Now, the reason I say that is because, and you can check out the Temperance video in the Key Wisdom playlist. The reason I say that is because Temperance, we don't just do for the sake of doing. We don't just act for the sake of acting. We are measured and sober in our approach to things. So the message seems to be that whatever's coming up for you over this next 6 weeks, and this is these cards are very, you might have seen me doing this. You don't know, but I can tell you that it's very hot. So there's a reaction. Whenever I have a physical reaction to the cards, I know that that's about healing. I know and understand that that's about healing. So coming up in March for you, there's going to be healing. In what area, I don't know. Obviously, the Temperance energy also talks about healing as well. It's also about your healing, your expansion, your awareness. So let's have a look, my darlings. I'm so drawn. It's nice and warm. It really warms my hand up. Okay, so let's have a look at your actions and experiences then. Oh, such different energies. Anyway, yeah, very different energies actually for you coming up. Ooh. Right, let's have a look at let's have a look first of all at the actions and your actions and experiences in the month of February. So we've got two of the two of the High Priestess, the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Chariot. So we, you can see the theme here, can't you? The twos. We've got pushing water to water. We've got two here, which is balance yin and yang. We've got two here, balance, and we've got two here, the balance of yin and yang. So there's a certain theme that's coming through quite strongly. Let's have a look first of all at number 2, the High Priestess. Now number 2 is about commitments. Number 2 links to commitments, links to partnerships, links to duality, links to agreements. That's what number 2 is linked to, the number 2. Now the High Priestess is the card of the Tower reader. It's the listening to our intuition. That's what it is. It's about listening and responding to our intuition, to our memories, to our dreams, to our imagination, to our feelings. It's about understanding that there's a lot more to you than just the physical body and just what we see. There's a lot more to you than what you see. And it's looking like this card is indicating that you want to commit to that. That's what this card is indicating, and that's good, because here with Temperance, the only time you move with Temperance is when it feels right to move, when it feels right to take action, when you're fully aware of how you are feeling right now in this moment. I call this card for shorthand the mindfulness card, because you're very mindful, you're very aware of how you are feeling within each moment. That's what we talk about when I mean sober. You know, it's like there's nothing obscured in each moment, and that's why you ain't doing things for the sake of doing them. You're doing them soberly, because you are listening to your intuition actively in the month of February. You're listening to your feelings, to your emotions, and to the healing that's necessary for you. That's what you're listening to, and that's going to be the thing that guides you when you're trying to make a decision and when you're trying to weigh something up. So for some of you, there wants to be some movement, or some these cards might tell us in March that there's what you want to, you're trying to make a decision about something or about someone, about a job, about a person, about your lifestyle, about where you live. You're trying to make a decision about that, and you're doing the right in February, and you're doing the right thing, because what you're doing to make this decision is you're not just relying on logic. You are also, yes, you're weighing things up, but you're also relying on and listening to, what do I really want? What's within me? What do I feel? That's what you're also listening to in trying to make a decision, and not only make a decision, but move forward. Pentacles energy is earth energy, so it's linked to Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and it's all about, Pentacles is all about where we put our energy and effort in order to manifest security. So what this tells us is this is about your security, this decision or this change or this new this trying to make a decision, whatever you're trying to make a decision about, it's about your security. It could be in a relationship or whatever the area of life it is. You know your life, and this is something that you're actually really seriously digging deep about, thinking about, contemplating in the month of February. We also have, you might be doing practical things as well, like having conversations, making lists, doing research, talking to people about it. You're talking to yourself about it, meditating about it. To try to come, usually you'd make a decision by, asking someone's advice, or seeing if you've got enough money in your bank account, or I don't know, whatever the practical stuff that we do. But there's a real sense this month in February that in order to make your decision, you're actually going to be listening to the heart as well. You're going to be listening to your intuition as well, what's going on within. Your emotions are going to have something to do with it, not just the practicalities of the situation. The Queen of Wands is feminine energy, actually. In the masculine or active part of our chart, we have another feminine energy, and the feminine energy is about understanding. That's what it's about, understanding. It's about what's within, understanding what's within. And in this instance, because it's wand energy, it's about your chi, your ki, your life force, your, listen to this, motivation, what you're excited about, what you're passionate about, what you're drawn to, what your desires are, what areas you're drawn and pulled in. This is about you feeling that energy of making decisions and wanting to make decisions, and feeling passionate about something. You feel passionate about something, and it's something that you want to share. You want to share this passion. You want to share this this new thing, this decision. You want to move on. You want to be different. You want to approach things differently. This is your energy, Aries, as well. It's obviously, it's fire, it's linked to fire. And think about the beautiful purifying qualities of fire. You know, it moves freely, and it transforms things from one state to another state. You know, and that's your essence. Your essence is in itself free, and transforms other people and your world around you. You transform other people, and that might be because they love you or they hate you, but it doesn't make no difference. That's what, in essence, you do. So you are trying to understand, really, yourself and what it is you need and what it is you want and the direction you want to go in and what's right for you and what's good for you in the month of February. I feel like there's healing going on, though. As I said, talked about healing, but I feel like there's healing that's necessary. So this is a shift. It's not a shift. It's you're starting this process. Like, it's new for you to sort of consider things in this way. And this is what's going to help to propel you forward. With the yin and the yang on this chariot energy, now that represents your divine, one represents your divine masculine. Your divine masculine is all about your actions and your experiences. Obviously, I've talked about that already. What you do out in the world, the things that have happened to you in the world, the things that you see and do in the world, the things that people do to you. And then there's your divine feminine, which is what's within. So that's the impact of the experience, the external experiences, how they make you feel, your feelings, your emotions, your intuition, your wisdom, your not wisdom, that's masculine, your understanding, that's feminine. That's your divine feminine. So the chariot is about balancing out those two things to propel you forward. That means that our actions, the things that you do, must take into account how you feel about the things that you're doing. As I said, you're not just going to be doing things for the sake of doing them. That's what the energy of the chariot tells us. And remember, the chariot is linked to the number 7, which is the number of mystery, which is all the questions that we ask. What do I need? What do I want? Where do I want to go? It's quite an interesting energy, because it feels like it's, in a way, it's new. It feels like it's new. I don't know. It feels like it's new to you, this way of approaching things, this way of making decisions seems like it's new. There you go. That's what I just got. Anyway, so let's look at the moon. Let's look up the divine feminine, what's going on beneath the surface. Oh, so we've got the Queen and the King of Wands. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Hanged Man. And we've got the Eight of Swords. This has been out in a lot of the readings, actually, today and yesterday. The Hanged Man. Okay, so, right, we'll go to the King of Wands. So there's a feeling of confidence in your new approach. The King of Wands, this is what's going on beneath the surface for you. So this is a feeling of confidence. This is a feeling of this is a card of decisive, confident action, moving in the direction that you want to go in. But being in this position, it's about how you feel. So it's about feeling confident about this new, even though it's sort of, you're not able to really grasp it, this new way, because it's new, of how to approach this decision that you're trying to make. You're confident that you can do it, and you're confident that this is the right way to go, and the right way to approach the decision that you're trying to make. I wish I knew what decision you were trying to make, but I don't. It's as if you want to See, it could be about your healing, your spiritual healing, your purging of something, or an emotional thing that you're trying to purge, or because you've learned a lot in 2019, you see. You've learned a lot in 2019, and it's kind of like this new way of doing things is starting to emerge. The lessons that you learned in 2019 are starting to emerge, are starting to manifest into this world that we can all see, and in a way that you can see, in a way that you notice that you're different, that you're acting differently, that you want, that you're thinking differently, even if it's just that you're starting to think differently, you're starting to feel a bit differently about some aspects of your life. This is part of the evolution, part of the evolution process, part of the growth process, the growing spirituality that you're now facing. I feel like it's a very spiritual year for you, actually, Aries. We have the Ace of Cups, which is really a new emotional beginning. There's no point me going any further with that. That's exactly what it represents. That can be with an individual person. Definitely about you feeling more. And it might be that you feel overwhelmed even, emotionally, like, oh my God, like, how can I even do this? How can I even handle this? But ultimately, though, when we see the Ace of Cups, it's auspicious. So what it means is it's a gift. So if you feel like that, no matter how intense it feels, it's a gift for you. It's a gift from the universe. It's helping you to grow, to expand, and to heal this new way. So even if it's a strange month where you want to do things and you but then you don't do them, or you feel like you want to but you can't, because that is gonna happen. You're gonna be, some of you might, there's been a few illnesses I've seen this in this session of readings. The Hanged Man is the drag queen of the tarot world, or the drag king, because he appears to be a man, but he's not a man. The energy of this card appears to be masculine, but it's not masculine, it's feminine. What that means is that the Hanged Man waits not because he has to wait, it's because the divine feminine is now in control. It's because your understanding, your intuition, your emotional world is taking precedent over everything physical. This is where the frustration comes in with the Hanged Man. The frustration comes in with the Hanged Man because you want to move. You feel like you know what you want to do. You think, I should say, you know what you want to do. You think you know where you want to go. But actually, your legs ain't moving. And you can't carry yourself. And that's because even though you think you're in control, I know what I want to do. I've got the decision. That's what the Divine Masculine does. The Divine Masculine walks around and has experiences out in the world. And the Divine Feminine clocks those experiences and goes, how is those experiences affecting me? How am I feeling about myself because of those experiences I've had as a man out in the world? You're sitting with those emotions this month. I don't know how new it feels. It feels quite heavy in a sense of like you're actually starting. You've evolved, Aries, just like the rest of us, just like the rest of the planet in 2019. And so we're all sort of dealing with new aspects of ourselves. And this is really, February seems to be a time for you to start to notice this new aspect or to heal from something. This is what we see, it seems to be showing. So this is the type of reading that you have to come back and watch mid-month. So when you get to Valentine's Day, come back and watch this day after Valentine's Day. I've night off Valentine's if you've celebrated or whatever. But then come back to this reading because there's a lot of, this might make very little sense to you. But the things are starting to form. A new you is starting to form. A new you is starting to manifest in this world. And this is the frustration, the frustrating bit of the path where you can't see the end of the path and you don't know where it's leading you. but you feel that things are shifting. That's where you're at in the month of February. And we finally have this card for February. We've got the Eight of Swords. So number 8 is linked to karmic cycles. And remember, karmic cycles are there to teach us something, to show us something about ourselves, show us something new about ourselves, open our mind and expand our understanding of ourselves and our lives. And with the sword energy, swords are about our thoughts, our consciousness, our awareness. So this is about the cycle, the cyclical way of thinking that we are stuck in, that you are stuck in, Aries. This is what this is. And so you feel, as I said, looking at temperance and nothing else, you know, there might be some frustration. You can't, you know, you want to think differently, you want to feel differently, but you don't recognize that you're stuck in a way of thinking. This month you will. It's about you opening up this month to yourself. It might be other people as well. Yeah, you can open up to other people. But there's shifting tides. As I said, the new you is forming in the ether, and the shifts you can feel, but what is actually going on you don't know. So it might feel quite, you know, oh God, I just feel a bit weird. If you say, I bet you any money you say that next, but I feel a bit weird today. I just feel a bit weird. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, it's that type of energy. So it's hard to anchor it as a reader, but that's what's going on for you. So, but it's good because this part of the path, as I said, is actually about focusing your attention on certain aspects. And I feel like because these cards are so reactive, when we get to March or end of February, beginning of March, let's have a look if they give any more information. So we've got the Ace. Thank you. So this is where the clarity comes in, the clear mind comes in. So even if it's a bit foggy, in the month of February for you, by the end of February, there's clarity comes through. You know, some of you could have time off work, for example, or, you know, you might be poorly, or you might have the flu or something. That's covered by the Hanged Man. That is there. That energy or that event is there for you to as I said, to start to transform, because we'll get to death soon. And death, you know, this is 12 and 13 is death, isn't it? So transformation, you need to be in bed for that, man, because it hurts. So you've got the Ace. Wow, excellent. So I've got the Ace of Swords, the fog clearing, clarity of mind, the Eight of Wands, which is new karmic energy, new energy coming in, new information coming in, a burst of new energy. So this is what you can expect at the end of the month of Feb and the first week of March. Then we've got the World, excellent, which is a brand new existence, a brand new beginning, brand new experiences coming in. And then finally, yay, Wheel of Fortune. So you see, it's like change, you know what that means. So this is the, maybe my attention was drawn to this because it was like, this is the message that you need to, this is really the message that you need to hear. This is where you are going. And I guarantee you now, you will not feel like this on the 10th. You will not feel like this on the 10th of February. On the 10th of February, you'll feel like this. You'll be like, everything's upside down. I can't bloody, like, what's going on? Like, why? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure. I don't know. Why can't I make a decision? I thought I wanted to do this job, and then now why am I not accepting it? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is for you, you're not going to feel, there's a confidence because you know, because intuitively, you understand on an intuitive level, because you have intuition, you understand on an intuitive level that that you're in an appropriate place. You just don't know where you're going. Well, this is where you're going. This is where you're going. You're going toward the new. So as I said, that the new you is forming in the ether. I can see it like smoke, you know, wisps of smoke, and then suddenly they'll all come together and it'll create a solid form. So by the end of February, you're going to know exactly what you think, exactly what you want to say, exactly what you need to communicate. The clarity is coming through. The fog is clearing, and this is what the Ace of Swords represents. It represents that clarity of thought, that clarity of mind. This is where you're going toward, okay? So let this be your anchor. Come back to this reading in the middle of the month, because I guarantee you, some of you are going to be off work for a couple of days, couple of weeks, ill, nothing serious, just having a flu, but that is the universe is giving you that hanged man time, because the divine feminine, so the part of you that needs to understand the impact of your experiences, the divine feminine is in control. That's why I call it the drag queen, because it appears to be a man, but actually it's the woman that's in charge in this card. It's your divine feminine that's in charge when we see this energy, not the divine masculine. The divine masculine's held up. The divine feminine is trying to work out how the heck the last 6 months or the last 12 months have affected me. What have I learned from that? What have I understood from that? What am I releasing from that? And you won't be thinking like that. You'll just be like led in your bed going, bloody hell, I don't know what's up with me, what's wrong? I feel like I just don't want to go out. I'm just not. Don't worry. Come end of February, you're straight, you're clear. This new energy is coming in with the Eight of Swords, Eight of Wands, as I've said as well. And we have, I talked about the number 8, didn't I? New karmic cycles. The wand energy is linked to your life force, your ki, your chi. That energy, and sorry, just checking something. That's what the wand energy is linked to. It's the thing that motivates us. It's that when we feel excited, when we're looking forward to things, when we feel motivated, that's what this energy represents. So this shows an influx of that, an influx of new energy, and that can be brought about by communication with somebody, obviously, or you communicating, or somebody reaching out to you, or you finding an article, or divine intervention, I don't know, signs, and synchronicities out in the world. It could be anything like that, but it's really just this influx of new energy that comes in, and the clarity that comes in, the clarity brings in this new energy as well. And not only that, we've got the World card. So remember, this is your anchor. This is why I was so drawn to these. They're still hot now. These cards are still hot. It's crazy. Very reactive. They're so hot, these cards. I wish you could feel it, but you can't. So this is where you need to anchor yourself, because your head might be you might be a bit dizzy, or you might be a bit out of sorts in the month of February. But let this anchor you. By the end of February, and the first week of March, the clarity comes in. You're in a new place now. Okay, so you've gone through that healing. You've gone through this healing, and you are in a new place, ready for new experiences, ready to start the journey again as the Fool, with the wisdom carrying on your back, the wisdom that you've gained because of this, but also because of the previous 12 months, 2019, and also because of the previous 3 years since 2016. Okay, so you're actually now understanding. Your understanding is clear now. It's starting to form. What you've learned is cemented by the end of February and in the first week of March. And it's this that introduces new experiences to you, Aries, and it's this that brings about change and shift. So do you know what I love about this reading as well? I love about this reading, Aries, is it that we have a very definite ending, if that makes sense. It's like you need to watch your March reading. Like sometimes, usually, I'm oh my God, I can't wait to see what, and I can't wait to see what's coming up in March for you, Aries, because when we look at the March reading, March to April reading, because what this is showing is that things are going to change, because you've been stuck in, not stuck, but you'll feel stuck. You will feel a little bit stuck in February, but it's only because this is, like, as I said, the last, if you think about it, 12, and then we get 13, which is the transformation of death. So this is what I'm talking about. It's like, before you get to the transformation, you've got to have the understanding. You've got to know, okay, so what was all that about? What's all that been about? What was 2019 about? What was the last 4 years about? That's what you're doing in February. And you think, everyone always says, oh my God, like January comes, like it's the start of the year, that's when you start new things. No. I was saying in the yearly readings, you don't start something new until March, maybe end of February, beginning of March, because January is about reflection. February is about understanding. March is about new beginnings. So this, you're bang on track, Aries. And actually, I did yours for January, didn't I? So you've seen that reading, so you will know. You were one of the lucky ones that got a reading that not many of the signs did. But you will know now it's time, change is coming. So let this be your anchor in the middle of February when you're like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to do this, but I'm not sure. Let this be your anchor, because clarity is coming in at the end of February, beginning of March, and I'm really excited for you to see what it is. You're evolving. You're evolving, you're healing, and you're releasing, and it's beautiful to see. Okay, Aries, I hope you like that reading, and I hope you enjoy your February. Please give this video a thumbs up and all that stuff, blah, 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 subscribe. You can follow Key Listen Tarot on Instagram and on Facebook. This year, we're going to be looking in detail, really, at sort of where some of the interpretations of tarot comes from, and like, we're going way, way, way back to the 11th century. We might look at the Kabbalah as well, some aspects of the Kabbalah, because that's where the Tree of Life comes from. Anyway, it's all connected. It's all connected. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about that on Instagram and Facebook. I will do some videos as well, and I'll pop those in the Key Wisdom playlist. I've not started any of those things yet, but I will start them in February. The Key Wisdom playlist, you can also find everything to do with mindfulness, meditation, Reiki, and tarot. So check that out if you want to see those. And that is it, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Make sure, my darlings, you subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you have a wonderful February, and I cannot wait to see you back here in March at the end of the month for your brand new reading. Take care, my fabulous Aries. Bye.